So I've been approached with a question: how to build your confidence. Maybe if you've been off, or you're starting a new horse, or how to build your strength. So we're going to address those questions. I got a question off the internet saying, how do you build your core strength so you can ride better? And how do you build your confidence? So let's address the strength part. I'm not real good, so I'm going to give you some advice that I try to adhere to. We all have busy lives. I run 2 businesses. Everybody works. It's hard for me to get to the gym. So my usual building of the core strength, my arms and my legs, because your legs and your core strength is very, very important to be able to sit in the middle of powerful horses or run barrels. And also what I've also learned, because I've had some back trouble, I used my body like a used rental car, so it doesn't work all that good now that I'm older. So, my back has given me some problems. I go to the chiropractor and I get a massage once a week because of the many problems that I've done, because I've rode a lot of horses that I shouldn't have stepped on without more research on them, and gotten hurt, gotten bucked off, a lot of things that a lot of us have suffered through. Now that I'm older, I'm starting to see those effects on my body. So what I do, because I don't have time to go to the gym, we live out in the middle of nowhere, so there's not a good place to go get in the gym. So a couple things, and I have rheumatoid arthritis too as well. So what I like to do is really concentrate on my diet, a low-cal diet. I had a doctor tell me one time, you get what your size and your body type is, your BMI. Mine's an 18, so that's your body index rate. And you multiply that by 100, and that's how many calories you're supposed to eat a day to maintain the weight that you want to be at, what your ideal healthy weight is. So I try to do a low-cal diet and stay around 1,800 calories. Do I do that all the time? No, I'm honest. That's just who I am. I try to avoid sugars because sugars are real bad for inflammation. So what do I do on a daily basis? So what I do is I exercise out doing my horses. I'll clean stalls. I'll clean my trailer. I walk a lot. Our house from the shop and the barn is quite a ways, so either I ride my bike to the barn, or I walk. Anytime I can get an idea where I can walk or have an opportunity to walk further, then I do. When I go to the BFA, I average, when I'm there working and helping there at the BFA, I will average about 11 to 12 miles a day. So I like to do those things. That helps a lot. With my core strength, when I know I have a really important competition, and I haven't been doing this because I've been gone for 3 weeks, but I try to work on planking. I try to do sit-ups. I try to really work on my core strength. It'll help with your back. It'll help with the way you ride your horse and how you sit on your horse. So, and then let's talk about confidence. How do you build your confidence? Well, there's all kinds of self-help books that help you focus, help you visualize. One of them's called The Inner Game of Tennis. Jane Savoy wrote one. She's a dressage lady. They're more on focusing. Now, with me, I'm an overthinker. So I overthink everything. And I'm my worst own critic. So if I've done something wrong at an important competition or any competition, and I learned this a long time ago, and it's really helped me. It's all in your attitude and how you see things, okay? When you're an overthinker, focusing and visualizing doesn't work. It actually makes that worse, I found, because you focus on the things that you've done wrong, and then everything else, because you're so focused on what you need to do correctly, that you're so focused on that, you either ride ahead of your horse, or you're so concentrated on that, that's all you can think about, and the rest of the run just kind of goes by the wayside. All right. So what I've learned is you just don't think. Everything that I do at home, I'm training myself as well as training my horse. So it's all muscle memory. So whenever someone says trust your training, what we do when I go to a competition, I think, just don't think. I'm focused on what's going on in the arena. I might look at my phone. I might play music. I'm there to have a good time because I've worked all week long. I've cleaned stalls. I've busted my rear end, rode horses in the cold, in the hot, in the rain, in the cold, whatever. So when I go there, my attitude is to go there and have fun and just ride my horse. I'm going to do the best job I can. And then if that doesn't work, you know what? We'll go back to the drawing board. And this is where your the way you look at things and your attitude towards things, where that should come into play. Remember, it's not a pass-fail. What it is we're putting a plan in action. We're putting a plan in action. We're going to go test it at the barrel race. And if that doesn't work, we're going to come back and we're going to go back to the drawing board and we're going to visualize our plan again. So we might make adjustments with the bit. We might make adjustments in our training. We might need to do some schooling. We might need to go to the vet. We might need to talk about teeth. There's a lot of different variables that you're going to look at whenever you're looking at that sort of thing. So it's all in your attitude and how you focus and how you build up your confidence. Because remember, if it doesn't go right in the arena, it's not a failure. You're not a failure. Your horse is not a failure. You don't need to go home because that will put you in a peak and valley. And so you don't want to ride that barrel racer, what I call the barrel racer emotional roller coaster, okay? When you're good and everything's working good, but the next run, you boom. And it crashes. And everything, you feel like your feet have been cut out from underneath you. And this is something that I've had to learn when we were training colts. Because when you're training young horses, it can be good one run and terrible the next. And then I put myself on that emotional roller coaster and I would lose confidence and then I couldn't do my job. So I learned to get a different attitude and how I looked and I thought through my barrel racing and how I prepared myself and how I prepared my horses. Remember, we're not only practicing and training our horses, we're training our mind. So you want to put your phone away. You want to focus on your hands. You want to focus on body position. You want to focus on where your horse is, because what you're doing is you're training that subconscious when you practice. So I hope this helps somebody, and we'll see you down the road.